They're calling it the 2025 crypto crash. $1 trillion gone in days. But what if it wasn't chaos? What if it was calculated? Tonight, we pull back the curtain on the system that never sleeps. Who triggered this collapse, who benefits from it, and what it tells us about the invisible hands steering the future of money. This isn't financial advice. This is what happens when control meets code and the players behind the curtain make their next move. It started like any other week. Bitcoin holding steady, above $70,000, traders bullish, altcoins alive. Then, one headline. US enacts 100% tariffs on Chinese imports. Within hours, algorithms across global exchanges flashed red. Billions in leveraged positions vanished. Coincidence? Maybe. But across Telegram groups, trading desks, and blockchain monitors, massive wallet transfers moved minutes before the announcement. Whales were already swimming away from the storm. To understand how this happened, you need to see the invisible architecture of crypto, derivatives, leverage, automated liquidation bots. The market isn't free. It's a hyper-connected machine that feeds on emotion and data. When prices dip a few percent, those bots go to work, closing positions, cascading liquidations. But here's the twist. The very exchanges that liquidate your trades also profit from the chaos. More volatility equals more fees. More panic equals more accumulation for the giants who can afford to buy the bottom. In every crash, there's a pattern, a sudden drop, a flood of fear, a silent accumulation. It's a reset switch, a chance to transfer wealth from retail wallets to institutional vaults. Blockchain data shows wallet clusters linked to funds and OTC desks doubling positions, while headlines screamed, "Crypto is dead again." If you think that's accidental, remember, these entities thrive on cycles: inflate, deflate, accumulate, repeat. Just weeks before the crash, new legislation drafts quietly appeared in both the US and EU. Talk of tighter stablecoin rules. Digital ID verification for on-chain activity. On paper, it's regulation. In practice, it's consolidation, removing competition and paving the way for the state-approved digital currency era. So, when the market fell, policymakers had their narrative ready. See? Crypto's too unstable. We need safer, regulated alternatives. Convenient timing? Or part of the choreography? Look beyond crypto, and the pattern expands. Trade wars, energy crises, central banks testing programmable CBDCs. Every global shock pushes people towards systems that can be tracked, taxed, and toggled at will. The crash didn't just erase portfolios, it reset trust. And when people lose trust in decentralized assets, where do they run? Back to the same financial institutions they were trying to escape. Crypto history runs in 4-year beats, like clockwork. 2013, 2017, 2021, 2025. Each crash cleansing the market, setting up the next controlled ascent. Some say it's halving cycles. Others say it's coordination. Data firms, exchanges, institutional desks, all feeding from the same liquidity pools. The timing too perfect to dismiss. Maybe crashes aren't failures. Maybe they're features. So, what's really going on? The 2025 crypto crash wasn't just a market event, it was a reminder. Every system of freedom eventually attracts control. Whether that control wears a suit or hides behind an algorithm, the pattern stays the same. Fear creates order. Order creates power. Stay alert, stay educated, and never hand your financial freedom to the same hands that built the cage. After the crash, silence. No more bullish chants, no buy the dip, just the echo of wiped portfolios. But in the shadows, movement continued. While small investors licked their wounds, blockchain trackers spotted something strange. Mass wallet consolidations. Exchanges transferring reserves to newly created custodial addresses. The question, who owns them? Some say private funds. Others whisper government-linked institutions preparing for digital currency rollout. The storm might have passed, but the migration of power was only beginning. Weeks later, the same voices that warned about crypto's dangers offered a solution: central bank digital currencies. News anchors called them stable. Economists called them efficient. But look deeper, these coins aren't decentralized. They're programmable. Every transaction can be traced, taxed, or even reversed. When trust in free systems collapses, people accept the comfort of control. The crash didn't destroy the dream of digital money. It handed its keys to the institutions it was meant to replace. Behind the headlines, a new framework quietly forms: global payment networks, integrating blockchain rails, ID verification becoming mandatory for transfers. What used to be anonymous wallets now behave like bank accounts with built-in surveillance. Even stablecoins begin linking to government-approved reserves. It's efficient, streamlined, sanitized, and exactly what regulators envisioned: a perfect digital net, invisible, inevitable, inescapable. But this was never just financial. It was psychological. The crash wasn't only about numbers, it was about narrative. Once you condition people to expect collapse, they beg for order. Once you make them fear volatility, they embrace control. Fear is the oldest currency in the world, and it buys obedience every time. The digital economy of the future isn't about wealth. It's about permission. Who gets to transact? Who gets to speak? Who gets to exist inside the system? And who doesn't? This was never just a crash. It was a reset. Watch the full breakdown again. Look at the timing, the headlines, the money flow. Then ask yourself, was this chaos or choreography? Stay curious. Stay awake. The next cycle has already begun. If you want to see the full breakdown, charts, timelines, and data, leave a comment below. Subscribe, share this deep dive, and keep your eyes open. Because in 2025, the market isn't crashing, it's resetting.